All right, we're here with men's basketball coach David Chadbourne. Coach, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
First off, very exciting time for you. Season's about to start, and your first game coming up this week.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the new kids that you've brought in. You've brought in a seven man freshman class.
Yeah. We have a big young group as far as freshmen and sophomores, but the new guys are going to play a role this year because they have to, and because they're a talented group. So there's going to be some growing pains with it. Some of the freshmen, like the kid Michael McDevitt, will start for us at the center, and Dustin Cole, both kids from Maine, will play significant roles early on, and then Lolami Charles from Baltimore, who's a big guy for us, is really developing, will play quite a bit as well. And some of the other freshmen like Asani Stamford and Jordan Lackey will play, and so they're gonna have roles.
Exactly, and talk about what kind of class that you brought in to replace the senior class, especially having to lose such a player as Ellis Cooper. Obviously, it's the name on everybody's mind, and he was such an impact player for you.
Yeah, I mean, you can't replace Ellis with one guy. Hopefully the guys that are returning will all take a piece of what Ellis gave us, and between the group of them, they'll be able to, kind of help out, replace him. I mean, Ellis was more than stats, too. I mean, he was the leader, and he was the emotional guy. He was the motor, and those guys are hard to replace. They're rare breeds, but I'll tell you what, the upperclassmen, Ryan Vilmont and Dante and Paul Becklands and all that, they're really doing a good job with it.
And speaking of Ryan Vilmont, he's a senior now this season.
Yeah.
What are you expecting out of him in his role on this team?
Ryan every year has taken the next step. He's gotten better every single year. So really that's all we're trying to get him to do, take another step forward. And he was great last year, and he's consistently been very good all the time. And we're not asking him to be anything he's not. Ryan's a quiet guy. Ryan kind of leads by example and by working hard, and he's not an emotional guy, and we don't want to change him. We just want him to take that next step and maybe be a little bit better rebounding, and kind of advance his game in little ways.
And not only now is your first game this weekend, but next week you play in the prestigious NIT tournament. You get to play a couple Division I teams in St. John's in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Talk about that and what the opportunity to play in this tournament means for the program.
Yeah, it's when we got asked to play in it, it's inconvenient because our schedule was set. Ideally, I wouldn't like to play 3 games to start the year, but if I was a player on this team, I'd want to play in that. If we had a chance to play in it and my coach said, no, I wouldn't appreciate that. So, I want these guys to have that experience, and it'll be good for us, and we'll have some fun with it, and hopefully get better with it and all that. But it is inconvenient playing so many games in the first week with such a young team. But it is what it is, and it's exciting, and it'll be fun.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's obviously looking forward to it from the university standpoint.
Yeah, it's good for the school too.
Yeah. And now, when you're looking at this year kind of as a whole, what for you would make this season a success?
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, in the last couple years, because we've had high expectations coming into the year because we've had older group and we've had some success over the last 3 years, this group's different. There's question marks here with this group, and really our only goal is to continually progress, to get better. We kind of focus day to day, and hope we have talent. We definitely have enough talent to be a good basketball team. It's just a matter of the pieces fitting together, and we just want to keep getting better, and at the end of the year be playing our best basketball and give ourselves a chance to do something special at the end.
Man, it's always the goal. And lastly, before you go, Coach, we'll ask you one final question. We've been asking everybody here on Media Monday. We ask you to share a fun fact or something a little off the wall about yourself, so the fans out there can get to know you a little bit better. So what would be
oh my God,
some kind of fun fact about David Chadbourne?
Jeez, you should have warned me about this so I could have come up with something good.
We usually do, but that one kind of sucks.
I'm embarrassed to say this actually, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm a huge Elvis Presley fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, been to Graceland, got thrown out of Graceland.
Oh,
yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Favorite song? All of them, or?
Yeah, no, I'm more of an oldie, in his 50s, the younger Elvis, not his bloated 70s self. I'm more of the younger Elvis.
Are we gonna see any dance moves on the sideline this year? Or?
Yeah, every time the refs call that one, you'll see one. So.
Well, there you go. That's men's basketball head coach David Chadbourne. Coach, thanks very much.
Thank you.